We've got a fun follow-up to a video we did yesterday about MAGA Fox News host Will Cain and how he was publicly humiliated on his own show by a Texas Democratic representative so badly that he had to abruptly end the interview. Well, after being mocked online, Will Cain the next day is now flipping out on live TV on his show, raging at the Texas Democrat who humiliated him, as well as the media for noting he was humiliated. But before we unpack all that, if you end up liking this video and you want to support the channel, please be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and alert bells before you go. All right, friends, this is a lot of fun. We're going to watch a couple of clips of Will Cain trying to insist that he was not humiliated, and he didn't abruptly end the conversation, and, everything is just fine, so stop making fun of him.
And if that wasn't enough, what Talarico did on social media was deceptively edit our 10-minute conversation into about 70 seconds of what he thinks are slam dunks, what I think are clearly lies, with no response from me. And makes it look like we said goodbye, it's short on time, we have to go, we have to run. I gave Talarico 2 more minutes after telling him we're tight against time. He used that time like Jill Biden to talk about breakfast tacos if that makes him a Texan. Where I come from, being a Texan is someone with a steel spine and something between their knees, between their legs. That something gives you the integrity to tell the truth. Now, I don't know what the voters of Round Rock, Texas think about what it means to be a Texan, but if Talarico's any evidence, it means being a fraud. A fake man of the cloth, someone who's as comfortable lying as he is breathing, or as comfortable lying as he is running to Illinois. I will say one thing. Mark Cuban is right when he posted on X. James Talarico is going to go as far in politics as he wants to go. He is good. He is a good politician, is defined by his ability to lie. And I have no doubt that will make him a star, Cuban, as a Democrat. But what I also think it makes him is an absolute fraudulent man of the cloth. An absolute fraudulent man of God, somebody without integrity, somebody without honor, and somebody who has the inability to tell the truth, who lies the entire time he runs to Illinois.
Ouch! Oh, Will Cain is triggered as fuck, and we're going to look into it, but I just want to know, imagine being so triggered by a Democrat humiliating you on your own show that you have the temerity to freak out and accuse this person of being a liar. And let's even, you know what? Let's just grant the premise. Let's just grant it for the sake of argument. Let's say the Texas Democratic Representative James Talarico lied. Why would you care, Will Cain? Aren't you a Trump supporter? Hasn't Donald Trump in his first term, didn't he lie a documented 30,000 times? And yet you, Will Cain, enthusiastically support this man. Well, that's different because Donald Trump doesn't claim to be a man of the cloth, except he does. Donald Trump claims to be a devout religious Christian. He did it in his first term. He did it in his second term. Now, the rest of us who were sane knew he was lying even about that. But you take his lies at face value. So Trump claims to be a deeply, deeply convicted religious conservative, a follower of Christ, but he lies infinitely more than James Talarico ever has, granting the premise that Talarico lied. My point is, Will, if you're watching, like and subscribe, but the second point is, even if that's true, your guy, your cult leader, is objectively more dishonest, and you enthusiastically support him regardless, which means you lose the debate. You will always lose the debate because your preferred political candidate is morally inferior to every elected Democrat. Donald Trump lies more. He has much less integrity. He's a much bigger hypocrite, and you don't give a damn. Which means even if you were right about Talarico, even if you say that he deceptively edited a clip, and we'll get to that in just a second because Aaron Rupar points this out, you deceptively edited a clip. Even if we grant you the premise, James Talarico on his worst day is a better person by far, morally superior by far than Donald Trump. You will always lose the debate, which means your outrage, your pearl clutching, your bitching and moaning is pathetic and laughable, and we have every right to make fun of you. Speaking of deceptively edited clips, again, Aaron Rupar points out, Will Cain slams deceptive media coverage of his interview with Talarico, ironically citing a deceptively edited clip he broadcast on his show today. The brief goodbye exchange about breakfast tacos came after Cain started to wrap up the interview.
Mediaite. Texas Democrat and Fox's Will Cain trade blows online after producer dumps out a fiery 10-minute interview. That's interesting. I don't remember dumping out of the interview. I don't remember cutting off Representative Talarico. In fact, if I remember correctly, this is how that conversation ended. I also appreciate you being on the show. You're welcome to be here in Texas, sitting across the table for me. Hopefully soon when you return to take the votes, we would love to see you.
I haven't had a good breakfast taco. I haven't had a good breakfast taco in weeks, so I'm ready to come back home.
Yeah, it's because you're in Illinois. Okay, thank you, Representative.
Agreed.
Okay.
Thank you.
So where did this come from? Why would this be reported like that at media?
Again, so isn't that ironic? Will Cain does the very sort of thing he accuses Talarico of. It's just so beautiful. This is the problem with being a MAGA Fox News host. You don't have the moral high ground. You never have the moral high ground. You have subordinated your principle to an ideologically inconsistent, lying hypocrite, a malignant narcissist. You have no credibility on this topic. But it also says something. Why would he be so outraged? Could it be because Talarico really did get the better of him? Could it be that Cain was not happy upon further reflection that he wasn't able to answer Talarico's questions like, hey, if your party is so damn good and so damn successful, why is Trump publicly, we don't even have to infer or read the tea leaves, he just flat out explicitly says that he needs Texas to redistrict, to gerrymander, to steal 5 congressional seats from Democrats ahead of the midterms. Why wouldn't you just let the chips fall where they are? Why wouldn't you stand 10 toes down on business, on your record? You're so damn good. You're so damn popular. Of course, it's a tacit concession. You know you're going to get your ass kicked in the midterms. You fear it more. I think Trump and Republicans fear that they will lose more than Democrats are confident that they'll win. I think Republicans, I think Will Cain feels in his gut on a deeper level that elected Democrats are going to win the midterms more than any elected Democrat does. And so when Talarico asks good questions like that, doesn't have a good answer. When Talarico pointed out, like, hey, those gerrymandered maps that you've complained about in other states, they were signed off by, like in the case of, I think it was Massachusetts, if I'm not mistaken, that it was a Republican governor. Talarico went to say this on Twitter. He said, it just went on Fox News to tell the truth about the redistricting power grab in Texas. I asked a simple question. If Republican policies are so popular, why did they withdraw these maps? Why not run on their policies? He refused to answer and cut the interview early. Will Cain also lost his shit. We saw the clip, but he lost his shit on Twitter too. Oh, James. Trolls distorting the interview is one thing, but you were there. I respectfully gave you 10 minutes, an eternity in cable news, and in all that time you had no answer as to why you've abandoned your job. You can take a flag to Illinois, but you still cut and run from Texas. And your dishonesty in suggesting I cut your interview short perfectly illustrates the honesty of your run away from Texas. I always welcome honest debate, but it's clear that that's not who you are. Stay in Illinois, little Jimmy. Better fit for you than Texas. And again, imagine being an enthusiastic Trump supporter like Will Cain and accusing people of cowardice. You know what's cowardice? When you demand that Texas redistrict because you're afraid you'll lose the election otherwise. It'd be one thing if, as we approach the midterms, California initiated the redistricting gerrymandering arms race because we felt that Democrats wouldn't be able to win the midterms. And then Trump said, okay, well, screw it. If California is going to do it, I want Texas to, redistrict and take 5 seats from Democrats. Be cynical, but at least I would understand. But it was Donald Trump who initiated this. It was Donald Trump who was so afraid of the midterms, afraid of a quote unquote fair political fight because he knows he'll lose, that he's trying to rig the fight in advance. So again, that's just so funny to me. So triggered into total outrage, both on air and in text. I love to see it. And good on James Talarico there. He did humiliate Will Cain. And Will Cain freaking out about it in this way is only going to have a Streisand effect, which is going to draw more attention to the humiliation he suffered on his own show. In the meantime, let me know what you think in the comments.